Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. The video I'm going to be reacting to is going to be by See Through the Script. Now, why DJ Khaled won't speak out on Palestine? So, I have a lot of prediction as to why, but perhaps this video might go over why he's not speaking out about the situation that's going on in Palestine. But, if you have been keeping up or if you've seen anything with the Diddy situation, you will also realize that DJ Khaled is somebody that was buddy buddy with Diddy. And I genuinely believe that anybody who was buddy buddy with Diddy, they have been compromised. Do as you will with that information.
He says, I'm going to take some of this.
Hold on. The problem is this.
Sorry to pause it so quickly. I just also want to remind you that although DJ Khaled is a Palestinian, that's why, this video is kind of specific for him. But you have to understand that this is a humanitarian problem. This is not just a Palestinian problem. This is a humanitarian problem. And so right now, although we are focused on DJ Khaled, I want you to keep in the back of your mind that you could also be in the same situation as DJ Khaled. You can speak out about the Palestinian situation, but you chose not to. Why? Because you want to live a lavish lifestyle, and you also don't want to speak out about the whole situation because, I don't know, maybe you don't want to lose your job, I guess, or you probably have something that is dear to you, and knowing that speaking about Palestine perhaps may get that thing taken away from you. So yes, you can also fall in the same category as DJ Khaled.
I can eat like 5 of these back to back. Dirty. Can everybody help me? Please, everybody help me. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Can't mess up the chains.
You still have family in Palestine?
Yes, I do.
How do you get involved politically in the Middle East?
I get involved with the peace. You know what I'm saying? Meaning as I'm all about peace.
Stop the cap.
It needs more people like me to say, yo, let's come together. Let's do some things.
What? I mean, if what he's saying is true, then why isn't he out there protesting, saying that we should come together in peace? Why aren't you doing that? Because I'm sure going out there calling for peace, that's normal, right? Saying that stop the genocide, that's normal, right? But yet you haven't done that. So it's a load of bull crap. It's just, lip service. That's all it is.
I have to be better at anything that's gonna hurt my people. You know what I'm saying? I would never want my people to be hurt. So at the same time, it's like, all I can do is pray every day for peace.
I don't buy it.
Said that we could never get a jet, so I told him to put the logo on the tail.
That's right. You're a big fat phony.
When it comes to sellouts, we've covered a lot on this channel, but there's one that I've yet to highlight, and that's none other than DJ Khaled. It's been over 600 days since the events of October 7th, and while the history of Palestine and Israel goes well beyond that one date, we all know how much attention the genocide has received from around the world since.
1947 to be more specific. It goes all the way back to 1947. It didn't start on October 7th. Don't let them make you think that that's when it started. 1947. You're welcome.
Thousands of protests, boycotts, and funny enough, if I'm being real, a lot of the support stems from people who aren't even Arab or Muslim by faith. However, that shouldn't even matter because there are Palestinian Christians on the land as well. Their support for the Palestinians' plight comes off the back of their genuine disdain for the actions of the Israeli Zionist regime, brutally eliminating young boys and girls, innocent women and men, all for their own goals to achieve a greater Israel, and essentially taking over a much larger portion of the land in several sovereign Arab countries.
Yeah, and if you want to know exactly what the whole plan of this is, I've made a video breaking down what the purpose of this whole greater Israel is. And in my personal opinion, I think it's going to be very informative for you to see it. So, just go ahead, and it's going to be, the video is labeled, what Israel has planned for the world in America. And I pretty much broke down the purpose of all of this and the amount of power these people will hold once they achieve this goal, which in my personal opinion, they're not going to be able to achieve it. They've done too much damage to their own reputation, and it's just not going to happen, because this country right here is definitely the last group on the that's standing in their way.
Anyways, this isn't a history lesson. Several channels have already done a phenomenal job at breaking down this history. Of course, there are hundreds of books and articles diving deeper into the matter. That said, no one should require any skin in the game to be vocal or speak out against this disgusting injustice the Palestinian people are facing. However, at the end of the day, you watching right now aren't obligated to show support for their struggle. And hey, if you're not of Palestinian descent or of the Muslim faith, then it might not be on the top of your priorities. And I'm not really here to judge. But I am here to judge a particular someone, and that's none other than this burger-eating, hairspray wearing, loudmouth, so-called DJ and Palestinian American born DJ Khaled. I usually give the grace of sharing a fairly
There was a quote that Malcolm X said that, you know, I love it. I love that quote, because it's, you know, if you see throughout history, you will realize that that quote doesn't only start when Malcolm X said it, but it has been a fact throughout the entire history of mankind. And the quote goes along the line of, the price for freedom is death. The price for freedom is death. Anybody who fought for freedom, the ultimate end is death. If you're somebody who stands in the way of the elite's power, you will be eliminated. If you're somebody who speak out against their crime against humanity, you will be eliminated. So you have to take this at your own risk.
Extensive backstory on the particular individual I discuss, but honestly, I don't think this man deserves it. In short, Khaled Mohammed Khaled, or DJ Khaled, was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, to Palestinian immigrant parents. He began building his name in the 90s as a radio host on the Miami-based radio station 99 Jams. His growing popularity led to him joining Fat Joe's hip-hop collective Terror Squad, where he served as a DJ for their live shows and also contributed as a producer. After earning production credits with the group, Khaled brought together several artists from Terror Squad and Miami to feature on his debut studio album, Listen, the Album. He followed it up with We the Best, which included the hit single I'm So Hood featuring T-Pain, Trick Daddy, Rick Ross, and Plies. His next two projects, We Global and Victory from 2010, both landed in the top 10 on the Billboard 200. Victory was powered by the anthem All I Do Is Win featuring T-Pain, Ludacris, Snoop Dogg, and Rick Ross, a track that went triple platinum according to the IRAA. Alright, with that short read from Wikipedia out of the way, let me just get to the point. Why is a very wealthy, influential Palestinian figure not sharing any opinions whatsoever on the eradication of his own people and motherland, especially since the time of October 7th? Well, that answer is very simple. On February 9, 2023, approximately 240 days before October 7th, Khaled announced a partnership with Def Jam Recordings for his We the Best imprint. Under the deal, Khaled would also serve as the global creative consultant to Def Jam and UMG. Who is the CEO of UMG, or Universal Music Group, you might ask? That's Lucian Grange. Lucian has had an extensive career in the music industry.
You're starting to see a connection now? Lucian Grange, however the hell you say his name, he's on the list of Diddy's, he's been to the Diddy party. And the fact that DJ Khaled is signed with them, I'm going to go ahead and say that in order for you to achieve this status of being signed with Lucian Grange, you kind of have to go through the ritual. And so my prediction is that DJ Khaled is compromised. How? P. Diddy.
Climbing his way to CEO status in 2010. He's maintained this role for over 15 years now and has proven to grow the label immensely. Now that's fine and dandy, but how does this answer the question of why DJ Khaled has yet to speak out about the genocide against his people? Well, his boss, Lucian, is Jewish. Now it's important I clarify how there is a clear distinctive difference between Judaism and Zionism. One is a religion and the other is a psychotic ideology hell-bent on Jewish supremacy. That said, Lucian is the head of the biggest record label in the world, with acts like The Weeknd, Drake, Taylor Swift, and more. This label generated over $11 billion in 2024 alone. That in mind, DJ Khaled certainly, like any other artist, wants his piece of the pie. But to do so, he'll have to suppress his morals because, as they say, you don't bite the hand that feeds. And well, Khaled won't speak out about the ongoing genocide that's been going on for over 75 years, might I add, because Lucien is an active supporter of the Israeli Zionist regime, along with his wife, Caroline. Lucien has been spotted, as you can see from these Getty images, attending Friends of the Israel Defense Forces Western Region Gala at the Beverly Hilton Hotel on November 3rd, 2016 in Beverly Hills. His wife also donates to the Zionist Federation. Also, Lucien and his wife are good friends of Israeli-American billionaire Chaim Sabin, who is an independent, non-executive director at UMG. And he's also got his own ventures in the music industry, investing $500 million into his Sabin Music Group, run by CEO Gustavo Lopez, who ran the Latin company Talento Uno Music, which was acquired in May by Sabin. For those unaware, Chaim Sabin is a mega donor to the Democratic Party and serves as a major aid to the Israeli regime financially. Look, the reality is this doesn't need to be a long video. The answer is right in front of our faces. DJ Khaled will not speak out against those he signed to. This is a perfect example of the sellout. While his people suffer from famine, bombing campaigns, death, and just brutal occupation from primarily European colonizers hell-bent on establishing an everlasting home in a land that truly does not belong to them, it's clear Khaled has chosen his side. His silence is louder than him screaming "we the best" at this point. His silence has been called out several times, and in recent days, comedian Dave Chappelle, while performing in Abu Dhabi, called him out. Quote, "DJ Khaled, let me tell you something. For a Palestinian, this man is awfully quiet right now. And as a Palestinian, how could you be that quiet right now? And why are you so fat? People are starving. He's the only fat Palestinian on earth right now."
The problem is this. I can eat like 5 of these back to back.
Like we didn't know that already.
So while Khaled continues to live in luxury, making his Zionist supporting bosses that much wealthier, he'll continue to stuff his face with burgers, cosplaying as a Jamaican, while his people continue to suffer daily.
You're a waste of a man.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, nothing more to say there really, because now we all understand exactly why DJ Khaled is somebody that doesn't want to speak out against the situation that's going on in Palestine. All in all, what I gotta say is the boy is compromised. That's the only way that you can really speak about the whole situation, because he has a lot of money. Let's admit it. He has a lot of money, and he can take that money and go somewhere else, live off the grid, and do whatever it is that he wants. But instead, he decides to stay here, keep his mouth hush hush, and then they're just gonna keep feeding him more burgers. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for stopping by.